walk through. The love of God will not abandon you. Blessed are you. Hi everybody, this is Sarah Hart, and I get to talk to you today about the story of Lazarus, which actually happens to be one of my very favorite stories in Scripture for a number of reasons. But I'd like to share a story with you about this particular passage. Several years ago, somebody in my family, a very beloved, close family member, was unfortunately killed in an accident. Very sudden, very young, and very unexpected. And I went right to the anger phase. I was so angry. I was so angry at God. I just didn't understand. I just was so filled with hurt and anger. And I sort of kept saying, God, where were you? Where are you? Why didn't you protect? Why didn't you help? And I just had all this anger. And it's a natural human response. And in the story of Lazarus, when we see Jesus who waits to go see Lazarus after he knows that he's sick, he has Mary come running down the road. And the first thing she says is, Lord, where were you? Right? She's mad. She's angry. She's like a sister to him. And she just says, where were you? Where the heck were you? I'm so angry. I'm so hurt. Why weren't you here? And then later Martha comes out, and Martha says the same thing. She says, where were you? Why weren't you here? Lord, why weren't you here? Where were you? Again, an honest human response. An honest human response. In the story of Lazarus, everybody loves to talk about the miracle of Lazarus rising again, and it is absolutely a miracle. But I think for us today, there's also another miracle at play in that scripture that we miss, and that is the miracle of Christ showing up, Christ being present, Christ coming when his people need it most, when we need it most. When I lost my family member, I was for days inconsolable, sitting in my bedroom crying, not lying, like just in my bedroom, locked in my bedroom, crying, sobbing. And I didn't know what was happening in my house to my husband or my children. I was just angry and in grief and in pain and sobbing. And at one point, both of my children came into the bedroom. It was an evening. I think it was like the third day. And they handed me a card. And in the card, it said, Mom, we love you, and we want you to know you don't always have to be brave, and it's okay to cry, and we are here for you. I think they were like 6 and 8 at the time. They were so young. And in that moment, I had my Christ and Lazarus moment. I had been saying for 3 days, where were you, God? Where have you been? Where are you, Lord? Where were you? And in that moment, it was made so clear to me, so evident, that God is in the people around us. God shows up. He shows up. And he shows up so profoundly in the love of those who surround us in tough times. And that is miraculous. We don't always treat that as a miracle. We don't always treat God showing up for us in myriad ways as a miracle. But it is. To feel the hand of Christ on our shoulder through the hand of another person that we love. To see somebody show up for us in a time of anger and grief is so powerful. But really what it is Christ showing up for us. And that is the miracle of that story, that in it all, in all the things that happen because we are human and because we live in a fallen world, that God's love does not abandon us, but rather through the miracle of each other, the love of Christ finds us always and comes to us and comforts us. And that is a miracle. Blessed are you, blessed are you, in whatever trials and troubles you walk through. The love of God will not abandon you. Blessed are you. Blessed are you. The miracle. Christ shows up. I pray that you look around you today and see all the people that love you and see Christ showing up for you.